Well, it happened very early. You know, we had no piano at home, but I had an aunt who had a piano. When we went to visit her, I would play things on the piano. And I just thought this was the best thing I'd ever seen. It was better than any toy. And so as soon as I found out that people played the piano as a job, I thought, well, that's the job I want. And so apart from a brief period when I considered becoming a priest, the piano has been my life. Well, my favorite pianist is Alfred Cortot. He made many recordings, not all of them great, but all of them interesting, and some of them sublime and better than anything else. But there are many others from that period that I like. Of course, Horowitz is very special. And I would say also Ignaz Friedman is someone who's a big influence on me. Schnabel. I'm always discovering new things when I hear Schnabel playing Beethoven, for instance, the sonatas. I mean, to me, it's the most extraordinary set. Again, not all of them completely successful, but I think when you said to go back to the love of the piano, the love of music, those are the artists that I would single out. Gosh, I don't know about international fame, but you know, the life of a pianist, yes, it's a strange one, because here in this hall, I play for over 2,000 people, and then I go back to my hotel room and I'm on my own. So you have this big contrast with this life. And I quite like being on my own for some of the time. I wouldn't want to be with somebody else all the time, talking all the time. I like silence, and it's in those moments of silence that I get my creative work done, when I do my writing of words and of music. So I need that time at the airport or in the hotel or on the plane when I can actually do some of that work. And then also time, of course, on my own at home. I like to prepare masses of sketches and ideas and have them all together, and then I can put them together away from home. But I of course can't do all of my work on the plane. I do need some time just by my desk where I can get some of the more serious work done. Well, it's a very interesting question. Yes, there are many difficult pieces with a lot of notes. But what makes this piece particularly difficult is the virtuosity of sound, because it isn't just banging away playing the notes. Everything happens on different layers. So in fact, in the climax, for instance, of the second movement, when the theme comes and it's big and glorious, you have really three different levels on which you have to play. You have the tune at the top, which has to be big, and then the accompaniment, which mustn't be soft, but it mustn't be as loud as the theme on the top. So you're always balancing this. And then it's the contrast for me between the intense romanticism of certain things, the main tune of the second movement, the second theme in the first movement, but also with a kind of aristocratic poise and sort of almost a coldness. You know, the opening of the piece, the opening D minor theme. Yeah. This is, we're in church here. This is a chant from the Russian Orthodox Church. So I don't think it should be romantic. It's very detached in a way. So that contrast in this piece between what is restrained and what is full romanticism, I think is what makes the piece challenging for me, and also what makes it one of the great works of the literature. Oh my goodness, I don't know really. Friends, reading, creating, walking. I would say those are the main things which keep me grounded. And then, sometimes a very, very distant echo, much more distant than it should be, I suppose, is my faith. You know, I'm a Catholic, and I still try to go to Mass on Sundays. And I'm a very bad Catholic, maybe one of the worst, but still, it's a very important, I would say, shadow behind everything of reality, because I realize that playing the piano is a tiny part of what's important in the universe, really. So my Rachmaninoff Third Concerto, I don't think on Mars anyone's terribly interested in whether I'm going to achieve this balance of themes in the second movement, but I would say a combination of all of those things. I wrote a little chapter about this. Someone asked once what was my motto, and I thought about this, and then I thought, everything matters, nothing matters.
Exactly.
Everything matters when I'm playing, and I'm intensely interested in every single note. But then nothing matters really, because in 200 years, I hope this beautiful concert hall will still be here, but maybe something else will have replaced it. Like a lot of things in human life, things come in cycles. And so I think to have those two perspectives, to me, it's like the two different ends of the telescope, the distance and the nearness. It keeps me sort of grounded most of the time. Oh, what a lovely question. Well, I was talking about this in another interview just earlier. More than 2,000 people in this hall. I do know some people here. I have some friends, and I know some people, as acquaintances and as colleagues. But most of the people, I won't have met them before and probably never meet them again. But for this brief time, with this concerto about 40 minutes, we will be friends. We will be lovers in one sense for this brief time. And I think that's something very special and very precious that we can share in this extraordinary music together. And that's something that you can't achieve with almost anything else in life. There are no words, just the music, and us having this wonderful encounter for a short time in the concert hall. So I hope that will stay with both of us in our memories, and perhaps we renew it again in the future sometime.
The time will be connected, everyone. Thank you so much for helping us to share the passion for music.